Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Billings Field here in West Roxbury. My name is Ryan Woods. I have the pleasure of serving as the Parks Commissioner for the City of Boston. And this is the first stop of 18 stops throughout our neighborhoods for the Mayor's annual coffee hours. As you can see, there's departments and nonprofits tabling all throughout, so please make sure to get the best swag that you can off of those tables. Find out the information about summer programs and different things happening. As always, we want to thank our sponsor, Dunkin' Donuts, who will be with us during all of them. They're handing out full-size donuts this year, so no munchkins this year. Full-size donuts and iced coffee. Also under the green tent, Star Market provides us with fresh-cut fruit, so if you'd like to get some fruit, please make sure you visit that table over there. We are excited this year in our budget. We have a $12.8 million renovation plan for this very park. So you will see later this year construction start on a full renovation of this park, and we thanks to a robust community process. If you have any questions about it, not to call her out, but we have B. Chatfield right here, who's our project manager, waving. So if you have any questions about the renovation, she'll be able to talk to you about it. We also, if you've gotten some yet, there were fresh flowers. You see them, they're grown from cuttings this year. They're coleus plants that we cut and grew through our greenhouse. So if there's still some left, please make sure you take advantage of that. Throughout our neighborhoods, the mayor has O&S liaisons. They are your liaison to all city services to help out with any issues that you may have or connecting people with the right people in the city. And we're very fortunate in West Roxbury to have a new one who's very engaged and very active. It's my pleasure to introduce your liaison, Ben Tyag.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Tyag. I was born and raised here in West Roxbury, and I'm your neighborhood liaison. First, I want to thank you all for making the time this Monday morning to attend the first of the neighborhood coffee hours with the mayor. The weather is great today, so thank you all for turning out. I also want to recognize and thank all of the elected officials who have made time in their busy schedules to attend this morning. I want to thank Chief Brianna Malore, ONS Executive Director Beata Cologne, city staff, and of course, Mayor Michelle Wu for making this day possible. A little bit about myself. I attended the Joyce Kilmer School just up the street here. My baseball team used to practice right here on this field. And in the first 3 months of this job, I've incredibly enjoyed meeting so many of you, and I look forward to meeting many more of you. I've enjoyed learning your stories and learning about this neighborhood from you, the people who live here. And I also want to celebrate the neighborhood of West Roxbury today because of all of your calls to 311. So please keep calling 311. If you don't have the app, please download it. This year alone, 73 potholes have been filled, and 116 street trees have been planted. And we're also excited to announce that the Joyce Kilmer School is going to be getting a mural this year. Every Friday I host neighborhood office hours or coffee hours. This Friday I'm going to be hosting a coffee hour at Sugar from noon to 1, so please stop by if you have time. I also want to congratulate Allie's Boxing. They're a small business who were awarded one of the space grants from the city this year. Thanks. Again, I appreciate you all for making the time to attend today. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our city's leader, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. Give a big round of applause for Ben, who's just jumped in and is representing so well and working so hard. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you to all of our city teams here. I want to invite up my fellow elected officials up to the front to say a quick hello after me as well. So I'll give just a couple shout outs. I have some questions that people submitted ahead of time, so we can do some of these, and then I will pass it on so we can keep mingling, because the goal of these coffee hours overall is really for us to get City Hall out of City Hall into the neighborhood, make sure we have some resources here, can answer some questions, but most of all, it's to make sure that community can be together and that we can help support this incredible neighborhood here. I was just out with a couple of these electeds over the weekend. The Shamrock Shootout was great, bigger than ever, even despite the rain. So thank you to all those who had a hand in organizing that now for many years. It's just a showcase of how important the community is in creating opportunities with City Hall, or even just asking for help and asking us to get out of the way and make sure we can just shut down the street and create space for our young people to come together. What stuck out to me most at Shamrock Shootout was the organizers were telling me that it's been running for so many years now that basically everything, all the logistics, all the reffing, all the organizing, the registration is all handled by young people who themselves came up through that program, started out playing street hockey themselves, and now are taking care of the whole thing. And so that really just goes to show what this neighborhood is about and what we try to do when we make resources available in the city. First of all, I want to give a big thank you to our city teams who have made this possible. Of course, Ryan, the country's best parks commissioner, making sure we have beautiful green space in every neighborhood and that it is always updated and includes the needs of the moment for the community. So we're very excited that there will be a street hockey portion to Billings Field as well. I know that was a big part of the neighborhood advocacy. And can everyone else who works for the city raise your hands so we can give you a round of applause? Thank you, thank you. Looking around, I see many of our cabinet chiefs. They represent some of the areas that we heard from you all that you would most like to engage on, whether that is housing, Chief of Housing Sheila Dillon here, or streets, Chief Yasha Franklin Hodge here, or I think I see all of our public safety cabinet chiefs represented as well. Commissioner Michael Cox, your neighbor here in West Roxbury, of the Boston Police. Chief Pooley, also a neighbor here as well. And I think Commissioner Burke, we're still neighbors in Rosendale. He's my neighbor, but we're right nearby. And lots of folks representing public health, Dr. Kevin Simone, our constituent services and public works teams here, and design. Anyway, the gang's all here, and we are here to answer your questions and to thank you for all that you do. It's been a really fantastic year in the city so far. We've made some great strides on many issues that were long-standing challenges that we are still working hard on, but have really set some national standards. Boston is the safest big city in the country. The numbers bear it out, and it is thanks to the great work of all of these city teams. Of course, our Boston Police Department, who have, under Commissioner Cox's leadership, really focused on community policing and being out in the neighborhoods, asking how we can do better, engaging everyone. But it's the EMS partnership in making sure that everyone is safe whenever that happens. It is the public health partnership in really putting a focus on young people and how we just continually keep that progress going. This is on the other side of the city also, but just as an example of how we do our work, the challenges at Mass and Cass had been 7, 8, 9 years of really intense effort and resources and a lot of need there. And bringing together all of our cabinets and departments, we really turned a major page there where there's not a single tent up now, and there's hundreds more units of low-threshold housing and shelter available. We've had 600 people plus now go through our pipeline into housing, many of whom are now in permanent housing and well into the next chapter of their recovery. So I want to thank our city teams especially for taking on the hard challenges and sticking with it. Here on this side of the city, I probably shouldn't mention Center Street, but I will mention the elephant in the room just because I know it was a big deal in this community and it took a lot of engagement and we still have a lot of work to do. So what I'm here today to say on Center Street is that we are not walking away from a project, thinking that it's done and never going to talk about it again. Just before this, I stopped by Recreo and Sugar to say a quick hello and pick up some croissants and brambles and chatted with them about the ongoing needs that we're going to continue looking at. Where should deliveries be happening? How is the parking actually used every single chunk of the day? And what improvements could we keep making? I know that the street for pedestrians does feel safer now. I've heard that from parents, I've heard that from seniors and a lot of folks who walk. But I also know that we want to continue making it easier for every road user to get through, and that there's some challenges on side streets, and our speed hump program needs to keep bulking up, although we've now changed the standards so we can do them faster than before, more speed bumps per year than ever before, but we know that we need to do some work in continuing that progress. Okay, I'll transition to see if there's any other, let's see. One question from, or a couple questions from Joanne, it looks like. What's the progress of finding seniors a permanent home to host events for the elderly community? Oh, I see. Okay. So thank you so much to our state legislators for the line item that helps fund. We know there's been some challenges with the state budget, and they've been fighting very much to maintain where it is and to refile and keep that funding coming in future months. The city is very grateful to be able to have some resources to supplement this while we're working with the state. And so Commissioner Emily Shea of our Age Strong Commission just mentioned to me today that it's made official that the city is going to be putting a $50,000 grant to Ethos to be able to help keep the community center operating for the full days and close some of the gap that is left while we figure out what we can do long term. Okay, second question. Can traffic safety, okay, this is looking at Yasha and the team, can we take a look into the corner of Center Street and Maple, taking a turn into the Roach Brothers area? That's all it says, but we will follow up with Joanne and make sure we understand why. Number 3, are there any programs for senior home repairs? Yes, absolutely. They're raising their hand. There's a table right here, so please come see them. There's a wide range of resources available, and we've heard so many stories of once you find out about this resource, sometimes it's people can come out the same day to address the need that you have for free, depending on income qualifications and all of that. So they put a lot of energy into this, and we want to make sure you know about it. And even if you may not be a senior, or even if you may be okay in terms of home repairs right now, find out, pick up a brochure so that if someone you know ends up needing it, you have that information as well. Okay, last question I have here. It seems to me like the sidewalk bump outs at the intersections no longer serve their purpose and now are a detriment to the bike lanes and parking. Why are they still there? Well, we will take a look. I'll follow up with, do you want to say something on it, Yasha? Okay.
Thanks, Mayor. Hi, everybody. I'm Yasha Franklin Hodge. I'm Chief of Streets for the city. So the project that was done on Center Street was really, focused on safety, reducing speeds, adding some safe infrastructure for bikes. Because it was done as what we call a quick build project, it means we didn't do a whole lot of construction. We repaved the street and we upgraded many of the ramps to ADA accessibility, but we didn't move any curb lines. We didn't do any of the stuff that makes a project slow and expensive and very disruptive in order to implement this. So as a result, everything stayed where it was in terms of the curb bump outs and the curb extensions. I appreciate that, as you're biking down, those are a thing you have to navigate around. And so in the future, as we look at any more built up changes to the street, we'll look at what the position of those and the size of those. I was talking with somebody today, though, who did make the point that in their current configuration, they do help slow bikes down at the intersections, which is kind of good for everybody to make sure that there's no conflicts there. So any changes, we do have to be really sort of thoughtful and consider to make sure it stays safe. But appreciate the feedback on that, and we'll look at that in the future. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so, basically to wrap up on my part, what I'm trying to do every single day as someone who is a mom, raising kids in the school system, taking care of my mom, trying to see everything that's happening in the city, we want Boston to be a home for everyone. And that means a home in every sense of the word. Of course, having a roof over your head, but it's safe and clean streets. It's beautiful neighborhood parks. It's activities for the kids, senior centers with opportunities for every generation. That is what every city is needing to do right now. When things are more flexible than ever, when you can zoom into work, it's not that people are following where the companies build big buildings for offices. The companies are following where people can thrive, where people can take care of all parts of their lives. And so that has always been our focus in Boston, and even now, becoming a city where every family can call home is what's going to make our economy successful and everything else strong and thriving as well. So thank you all so much for having a part in that. We've really done so much over the last year and last several years, from public safety to public health, home ownership and childcare, making a difference like never before. And it's really because of this incredible team working for the city. So I'm so thankful for all of you and so thankful for our team. And now I'll pass it on to State Rep Billy McGregor.
Hi everyone, Bill McGregor. I'm the state rep out here. I was elected last year, probably about 10 months ago, and loving the job so far. And I'm going to be very quick because you know, I know not everyone wants to hear speeches right now. So, but I just wanted to say that I've been working very hard with Representative Consalvo. We have the state budget coming up. One of the things, and it's going to be a long week this week, but a few of the things that we are fighting for that I know many of you care about is this Ethos senior programming. That's something that we've been fighting for together. It's something that we're going to continue to fight for. We put in an amendment this year. I know that Representative Consalvo has voted on and supported that the last 2 years, and I was able to support it last year. And I'm hoping that we can continue to do that as well, and get the money. And that's one of the things that we're fighting for this week. So of money for Rose's Bounty, which I did see Larry Costello here, and you know, it's our food pantry on Stratford Street. We need to get money for those that need it. And Parkway Little League, they're doing a renovation for the fields, and that's something that is important in our community. It builds our community. So it's something that I played at when I was a kid, and I'm happy to fight for it again. So just wanted to, and you know, thank you all for being here. This is an amazing crowd, and if there's any way I can ever be helpful, please reach out to me. Great to see you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Representative. How about a big round of applause for the mayor and Rep. McGregor? I'm State Representative Rob Consalvo, 14th Suffolk District, proudly representing Hyde Park, Roslindale, Reedville, and 2 West Roxbury precincts. So that's why I'm here today. And just want to echo what the mayor and what Rep. McGregor said. We have a great team working on your behalf out here. It's one of the funnest parts of the job is the collegiality, the fact that we all work together to do the job and get the job done, which I believe still is about helping people and making a difference in the lives of others. And Rep. McGregor and I have been a great team working with Senator Rush up at the State House. He mentioned we have a busy week this week. We'll start debate on the House budget on Wednesday. It will probably take us through Saturday in session to get it done. There's about 1,700 amendments that we have to sort through, and so it's a very busy week at the State House. Proud to be the co-sponsor with Rep. McGregor on the Parkway Little League funding, as well as the funding for the senior pilot out here in West Roxbury, and proud that we were able to secure in the last 2 budgets, with Rep. Carpenter's help, $400,000 for that pilot program out here in West Roxbury. So thrilled to have done that. And also, I know the mayor mentioned recovery. I have several other earmarks that benefit Hyde Park, like the Menino Arts Center, Riverside Theater Works. But we do have an earmark for an organization called Resources for Recovery, Inc., which is a really important organization that helps people in West Roxbury, Roslindale, and Hyde Park find recovery beds if they need it. And we were proud to get them $75,000 in last year's budget to help them provide more opportunity and more beds for people in our community. And I know Rep. McGregor supports that and is a co-sponsor, and we're looking to do that as well. And around housing, thrilled that we were able to get $125,000 last year and to file that amendment again for the Pride, which is Boston's first LGBTQ-friendly housing, not only in Boston, but in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and a model for around the country. And I do just want to also echo the mayor and thank all the city employees who are here, not just because I was one under the Walsh administration, so I've gotten to know so many closely when I was working for the city, but as a former city councilor, I'd say 40% of everything I get around constituent services is city related. And there are so many folks out here today who still help me every single day as a state rep be able to connect people to city services. So to all those folks, to all the cabinets out here, thank you so much for all your help.
We are always here. Okay, so just to wrap up, the Duncan raffle winner is Miss Helen O'Keefe. Thank you all so much for coming.